Everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Silly me, I stayed up late last night so I can get a video edited today so I could sleep in this morning, and sure enough, they dropped this on us. I woke up to like 50 p.m. so I knew something was going wrong. So it's time for me to take a look at this March 4th update. I have not seen this yet. This is going to be what it looks like, the nerfs and buffs and stuff. The first thing I see is Awakening. Just a thought as going into this. I'm not sure if we're getting buffs, but if we do, I think they're going to buff some of the loud units. Like, people are really loud about Spectre Tenebra. They're really loud about ML Says. They're really loud about a bunch of other things. I can't really think of anything too much, but just the ones people are vocally loud about. Maybe like Balance is on, but they kind of did that recently. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe Tywin. Also for the nerfs, I definitely expect Kluri to be nerfed. I think Kluri is going to get 2 nerfs. I think Kluri is going to get a reduction in the amount of time she can go twice. And I also think she's going to lose the 100% rate. So they're probably going to give her reduction like a 10% chance to go twice, or maybe an 8% chance to go twice, probably 10 though, instead of the 15%. I also think they're going to take the 100% CR, as in get an additional turn, down to about 50%. Anything less than 50% is too low. Anything more than 50% is a little too high, so that's what I think there. I also think they're going to add a turn to skill 3. I was thinking about just lowering the rates, but that didn't feel right. I was thinking about taking a debuff away, but that didn't feel right. So the only thing I could really think of was that. I don't think they'll touch her AoE heal, because that's kind of what makes her Kluri. Yeah, and that's about it for that. I don't think they'll touch Angelica. I think Angelica's fine. I don't think they'll touch Destina. I don't know if she's fine or not, but I don't think they'll touch her. And as for everybody else, I'm honestly not sure. I don't think they'll touch Cartusia, although that's kind of what I would expect, or who I would think of when they describe the nerfs and buffs. There's also Ruel, but Ruel is maybe a little too rare, maybe. I'm not sure. There's also the talk about Diene, but I don't think they'll touch Diene. I think they kind of tried to nerf Diene a little bit by buffing Cameron. Obviously, they're used in 2 different places, but I think it kind of sat Diene down from the Queen of Everything to just the Queen of PvP. So kind of funny, and kind of, ooh, hero balancing. Yeah, that's exciting. Kind of interesting to see how they're going to do this. The one thing is they are upping effectiveness, effect resistance, crit chance, and crit damage. This is amazing. 6% felt really bad, especially since a lot of the characters that got effectiveness were healers. Like my kitty Clarissa, I think, got effectiveness. Also, my maid Chloe got effectiveness, and it's just like, really? She's got a stun on her first skill, and that's it? Effect resistance is great too. Kluri, by the way, also gets effectiveness as an Awakening. So does Bologna, so that's a buff to Bologna. Oh, Bologna, I don't think they'll touch Bologna either. I think people like her too much to touch her. Crit damage here, up to 10%. Those are pretty big buffs. So certain heroes will receive changes in next week's update, Falcon or Kluri. Yep. Oh, they only mentioned Kluri. They only mentioned Kluri, so I'm trying not to scroll too far. Ooh, Specimen says that's so... So Falcon or Kluri. Flurry flies towards the enemy with a 75% chance to be dispelled before a 75% chance to provoke and decrease defense for 2 turns. Cooldown by 6. Okay, so they increased the cooldown by 1 on skill 3. That's what I expected there. And has a 10% to increase combat readiness to the caster and 50%. Oh, yes. Again, I don't know why I'm not a dev yet. That's literally exactly what I would have done. This nerfs her a lot, does not make her unusable. She's still probably going to be one of the better units. She's still good for that initial turn. Like, that initial is what really makes her really great for a lot of PvP battles, especially on offense. So that's kind of interesting, and she's obviously still going to be great in PvE, just because the passive heal and the Aureus is great. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't fully know Specimen Says' stuff here. because I have not really dealt with him. So I'm not sure what to say about this, but an increased chance in skill 1 stun is awesome. I really feel like the low chance to stuns Meg Chloe is another one. Meg Chloe has like a 25% chance to stun, and it feels like it never works, or it always works. Like you face them in PvP and that runs like 15 times in a row. But 15% increase is huge. That's awesome. So before awakening, 30% chance to stun for 1 turn. 30% chance to stun for 1 turn before increasing the combat readiness by 50%. So they just added a straight up stun to his skill 2. That's pretty nuts. What does this one do? Resets cooldown. Okay, so they added resets cooldown if it's defeated. That seems pretty great too. Says I think was mostly okay, maybe a little weaker than he should have been. But obviously, I think he was okay before, and now it looks like he's pretty fantastic with 2 sources of stuns and a reset on the skill 3. Spectre and Tenebria, oh no. So I don't entirely know what Spectre Tenebria does. Wow, there's a lot of it. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't entirely know Spectre Tenebria's skill set. I know a lot of people are going to be happy about this, like Neparo, I think. Neparo's been using, or Neparu, I'm not sure actually how to say the name, has been using Spectre Tenebria since they got her, and been winning Guild Wars with her since Guild Wars started. His defense always gets defense wins, and it's doing great, so I'm sure this is going to help him out. Okay, so Poison Blast damage increased by 20%, that's always good. Caster cannot be targeted if allied heroes remain. Ooh. The what? They completely changed her. When an enemy is debuffed, the range of Poison Blast extends. So she was an AoE debuff increaser, and now she's just like, wow. I don't know what to say about this. It's super cool, and it fits her theme. Like, she's never going to be the one that's attacked first, because she's too busy taunting everybody and seducing them, right? Wow, that's really cool. And it ups her stats too instead of damage received? Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say. That's insane. That's such a big change. Oxlot's hype! I've got Oxlots. But we're not Oxloxing yet. And they're adding a stun to end this nightmare. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna have to talk to some people about this one, because that one is something else. That's a huge, major, like, entirely different Kitty Clarissa hype. Come on, I can't. Oh my god, I can't. I've got to stop looking at her. Got to stop looking at the things. Kitty Clarissa is terrible, by the way, in its current state. I 6-starred her and try to build her, and I just like, she's not usable. So that's really hype. So anyway, back to the Spectre Tenebria. They completely changed how she works and what she does. So I'm not sure what to think about that, but I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see, because that's a cool ability. The fact that you can't target her, you can airway her down, but you can't just straight up target her. That's super cool. So Oxlots increases the combat readiness by 15%. That's really cool. So I never really liked attacks that buff the caster, because it buffs them after the attack and you don't get the effect for the attack. And it feels a little lackluster in the moment. Mana injection. Injects an ally with mana, increases the attack for 2 turns with combat readiness by 100%. Yep. Injects an ally with mana. Oh, nice! Nice! So it makes him do the same thing as before. I was worried they would get rid of that, because that was kind of his all-star button. And it also increases his attack and his combat readiness by 30%, so it kind of pumps him up for his AoE silence next. Chance of silence for 2 turns, wow. So Oxlot seems really great. That's just a straight up buff. None of those things were nerfs. That's awesome. I'm really happy with that. This is the one I'm really hyped about. So like I said, I have Kitty Clarissa. Bless the VA. Kitty Clarissa is such a great VA, and I want to use her. I've got her 6-starred, fully awakened basically, and she just wasn't usable. So I hope they do her right. Buff duration decreased by buff duration decrease will increase by a turn. Oh, okay. So attacks all enemies with a Morning Star while raging with an 80% chance to decrease. Cool, cool. We already knew that. I was reading the wrong one. Attacks all enemies, 60% chance. Decrease buff duration by 2 turns and make them unhealable for 2 turns. If the caster is granted loveliness, effect chance increases by 20%. So this is really cool and really not cool at the same time, because the big problem with her is you can't really use her against a lot of the things you need to dispel. For example, A11, I feel like she would be amazing for A11, but you cannot dispel the boss's angry face thingy because it doesn't have a duration, right? So this does not help her there, but it is cool nonetheless. I'm so cute, meow. Cooldown will be increased by 1 turn, and the loveliness buff will no longer be able to be dispelled. Yep, that's pretty cool. So unfortunately, I feel like this is one of the lackluster changes we've had so far. All the other changes have been pretty solid, but this feels pretty bad, and I don't see her being any better. Like, 1 extra turn is cool and all, but that doesn't fix the problems. So I'm kind of stressed about that. And we have Assassin Sid here. So I don't entirely know his skill set again. Sorry, I try to know most heroes, but a lot of the rare Moonlight ones, I don't have them, so I haven't really looked into them. And I never really fight them in PvP, so... so source effect action will be changed. So it goes from speed by 5, 5, and 10 to combat readiness 5, 3, 5, and 7. What else is done here? Combat readiness decrease effect will be increased. Yep. Combat readiness by 50%. Damage dealt increases proportionate to the caster's speed. Oh, it goes up from 20 to 50. Okay, so 20% increase. That's okay. And Tywin. I figured we would get Tywin something or other. But attacks all enemies with a 75%. Oh, nice, nice. Goes up to 100%. There was nothing worse than like a 75% chance. Like, I hate that chance, and I hope they're doing the same thing with Cecilia. But they're not. They're doing it with Provoke, which is nice. So up to 100% chance to Provoke for 1 turn. Not too bad. Her defense break is still a little low, but I'm okay with that. Wow, they're just targeting everything. Holy. So we've got Basar now. Sandstorm's cooldown will be decreased by 1 turn. That's the AoE dispel, right? Yeah, that's really cool, but nothing too important there. Ice Picks effect. They just buffed Dorado by like a lot last patch, didn't they? It goes from attacks the enemy to attacks the enemy repeatedly. Increase the combat readiness by 50%. And deals increased damage if it's buffed. Cool. Iceberg's cooldown will be decreased by 1 turn. Sounds good. Silk. This is kind of a weird one. Oh, Molagora improvements at the bottom. Silk is kind of a weird one. I think Silk's amazing. She's just kind of overshadowed by a lot of things. So, gain 1 focus at the end of the turn and consumes 1 focus when attacked. So it goes from 1 to 2. What else do we have here? Decrease speed chance up 5%. I mean, that's a 5%. You don't want to miss it at 95%. That just feels bad. Froze it. Okay, so hopefully this makes him a better Wyvern 11 tank. Not that he's a bad one to begin with. But this does cast a barrier over an ally for 2 turns and increases defense for 2 turns when the attack causes the health to fall below 50%. Okay, so it doesn't really help too much, unfortunately, where we want him to be more. But it is what it is. So, okay. Skill enhancement Molagora requirements will be decreased by 30%. Wow, we're gonna get so many Molagora back. We're gonna get so many Molagora back. I don't even know what to say about that. That's insane, obviously. We're also getting Molagoras back. And we're going to 1-4 exchange rate in town, which is nice. Hoochie's gonna be there. Charms at a cheaper price, which is great. Oh, Arena Season 2. Okay, here we go, here we go. This is, wow, this is big. This is a big patch. Holy crap. So the Arena Season 2 launch is on Monday server reset, which is in 11-ish days. The shop opens on a Thursday after the update. Interesting. A new form of currency called Glory Quest will be added with the launch of Arena Season 2. Glory quests can be obtained at the end of each weekly range and will reset at the end of the season. So we're going to get an Unknown Slate again. Eye level 88 gear. Please tell us what kind. Oh my god, they're not going to tell us what kind. Elvis's Ritual Sword! Celestine! Oh, yes! Charlotte, let's go! Oh, that's so exciting. What were we talking about again? Decreased cost of charms. Yep. Exclusive hero frames. That's what I want. Hall of Fame. Yep. So this is awesome. I'm so happy with them. I've been really trying to tell GM Dominion that they need to give us some heads up. Like, they can't just spring this crap on us. They've got to give us super heads up. And they haven't been. So this is really nice. So right now, I have to decide if I want... I can buy 2 artifacts right now, maybe 3 by the end of next month. And I need Song of Stars, and I need the other one, Wind Rider. And now next month, I'm going to buy Elvis's Ritual Sword 100%, and I'm going to buy Celestine 100%. So this means I am 6-starring Rin and Charlotte as probably my next 2 6-stars. So I need to figure out what to buy there. That's awesome. I can't believe how many cool artifacts they're adding. I can say with most certainty next month we're going to get Etika's Scepter, which I'm excited about too. Layla Violin, or Yella Violin. I want this artifact. I don't know what it does, but I do want this one. Package price update. Oh no. Package prices in certain countries will be based on their updated currency exchange rate. Okay, so this happened to Canada a couple times. So what happens is your currency goes down versus the US dollar or versus whatever. And they up the prices by, like, let's say your currency goes down to 10%. Then they up the price by like 30% of the pack to kind of make up for it and make you feel bad because they're not getting as much money out of you. And then your currency goes up 40%, and all of a sudden your currency is worth way more than it was before. Do you think they update the price so they lower your package price to reflect your thing? No, they don't. They don't. It stays up high. That happened in so many games. A good example of this was the $100 packs before in Summoner's War. They were at like $109 or something like that, Canadian for us, and then our dollar went down, and they went up to 119 or something like that, or 129, which was over how much our dollar went down. And then our dollar went up and went better than it was when it was at 109, but they didn't change it. Of course not, they didn't. And then our dollar dipped for like a week or something like that, and they upped the price to 139 after that and didn't fix it after. So that's what's gonna happen. Sorry to say if you're in one of those places, which is probably Canada. It's always Canada, but yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot. I'll talk about this on stream today too. I don't even know what to say. All the buffs are amazing. I am a little disappointed in Kitty Clarissa's. I think Kitty Clarissa doesn't touch any of the problems she had. I think Kluri's nerfs were justified. I think it sucks. I think she's still amazing. And I think she's going to do what she needs to do anyway already, but I think she's definitely got a nerf, obviously. And a lot of the other units are pretty great. I think Oxlots might stand out now. His skill set seems great, and the ability to follow up afterwards is fantastic too. Is just kind of like a secondary clear. And yeah, this is awesome. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. And I can't wait to read all the screw Smilegate, why did you nerf Flurry comments that are coming. So have a wonderful day. Bye.